me, I love the NBA game, but then I turn on to a game, right? And then the stars are not playing because of load management.
Yeah.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in. I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Or some people say, I'm going to go 22.
Shaquille O'Neal has just ignited a major debate across the NBA, and names like LeBron James and Kevin Durant are right in the middle of it. When Shaq spoke out against load management, he didn't hold back at all. He criticized modern players for sitting out games while still earning massive salaries, making it clear that he believes today's stars should be playing more consistently. His comments didn't just stir discussion, they escalated into a full-blown generational clash. The timing of Shaq's remarks made the situation even more intense. Not long before his comments, LeBron James and Kevin Durant had been part of a conversation reflecting on the legacy of Michael Jordan and the older era of basketball. Their tone suggested a level of dismissal toward what previous generations built, which only added fuel to the fire. So when Shaq stepped in with strong criticism of modern players, it felt less like a general opinion and more like a direct response to the current era's mindset. When asked specifically about load management, Shaq made his stance crystal clear.
$30 million to play 30 games? Hell no.
Right.
No. 80 games is fine, because I did it.
He didn't stop there either.
Jerry West did it, Kareem did it, Magic did it, Bird did it, Bernard King, like all the great legends before us did it.
Think about that for a second, is really the core of what Shaquille O'Neal was saying. He's pointing out something many people avoid admitting, that the legends who built the league played night after night without the advantages modern players have today. They didn't benefit from advanced medical technology, specialized recovery programs, or full sports science teams. On top of that, they earned far less money. Yet, despite all those limitations, they still showed up and competed almost every game. When Shaq was asked whether the NBA season has too many games, his response was direct and uncompromising: no. In his view, if players from his era were able to handle the schedule, then today's players should be able to do the same. There was no sympathy in his answer, just a firm belief in the standards he played under. For him, toughness meant playing through injuries, fatigue, and whatever challenges came with the grind of the season, without making excuses. However, that perspective didn't go unchallenged. The modern NBA quickly pushed back, and Draymond Green was one of the first to respond. His reaction highlighted the growing divide between generations, where older players emphasized durability and consistency, while current players focus more on longevity, health, and maximizing performance over the course of a long career.
What I think is actually quite bullshit myself is to incorporate something at this point.
Shaquille O'Neal has ignited a major debate across the NBA, placing LeBron James and Kevin Durant right in the middle of the controversy. His strong criticism of load management, where players sit out games despite being healthy, has stirred reactions across the league. Shaq didn't just make a casual comment, he directly challenged modern players for missing games while earning massive salaries, sparking a heated generational clash. According to Shaq, players from earlier eras built the league by showing up every night, regardless of injuries or fatigue. They didn't have access to today's advanced recovery tools, medical staff, or sports science, and they earned far less money. Yet, they consistently played through pain and adversity. When asked whether the NBA season has too many games, Shaq gave a blunt response: no. In his view, if past players managed to handle the grind, today's players should be able to do the same without complaint. However, modern players strongly disagree. Draymond Green quickly responded, defending the current generation by arguing that older players often damaged their bodies long-term by playing through injuries. From this perspective, load management is not laziness, but a smarter, more sustainable approach to preserving careers. Similarly, Nikola Jokic has expressed that forcing players to compete when they're not fully fit isn't the right approach. This clash highlights a deeper divide between eras. For former players like Shaq, toughness and availability defined greatness. For today's stars, longevity and health are becoming just as important. The debate continues to grow, raising a bigger question about what responsibility.
I mean, definitely forcing players to play. We saw what happened with Durant, but it's something that probably league wants to. I don't know.
The mentality being criticized here is simple. If a player doesn't feel 100%, they sit out. And to legends like Shaquille O'Neal, that mindset just doesn't align with how the game was built. From his perspective, the issue isn't just about rest, it's about responsibility. Players today are earning historic salaries, with average contracts exceeding $10 million and superstars pushing towards $60 million per year. So when fans see healthy players sitting out games due to fatigue, it creates frustration, especially when earlier generations played through far worse conditions for far less money. Shaq's argument is rooted in pride and accountability. He believes that being available night after night was part of the job, not an option. For him, greatness wasn't just about stats, it was about showing up, no matter what. That's why he's openly calling out what he sees as a softer approach in today's league. But the conversation gets more layered when you look at what Kevin Durant and LeBron James discussed on the Mind the Game podcast. They didn't directly criticize Michael Jordan, but the implication was there. Durant focused on longevity, how difficult it is to sustain elite performance year after year in a faster, more physically demanding era. The underlying message was that today's game requires smarter workload management to extend careers. That's where the real divide shows up. One side, represented by Shaq, sees load management as a lack of toughness and commitment. The other side sees it as evolution, using science and strategy to maximize careers and avoid long-term damage. And honestly, both sides have a point. The older generation built the league on durability and grit. The modern generation.
4 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Or some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight.
That moment added even more fuel to the fire because it didn't feel accidental, it felt intentional. When LeBron James started laughing as Kevin Durant brought up longevity, it gave the impression that they were indirectly taking a shot at Michael Jordan. They didn't say his name in a disrespectful way, but the tone and timing made the message clear. They were framing durability and extended careers as a measure of greatness, subtly contrasting it with Jordan's earlier retirements. The implication hits harder when you think about it. By emphasizing how difficult it is to keep playing year after year, they're positioning their own longevity as something that separates them from past legends. And when LeBron follows that up with a comment like, "It's just basketball," it can come off as downplaying the grind and mentality that defined previous eras, especially players like Jordan, who built their legacy on intensity, obsession, and a win-at-all-costs mindset. That's exactly why Shaquille O'Neal jumped into this conversation so aggressively. To him, this isn't just about load management, it's about respect for the foundation of the league. He sees comments like that as rewriting history, making it seem like older players lacked something, when in reality, they played through harsher conditions without the benefits modern players have today. At the same time, there's another way to look at it. LeBron and Durant aren't necessarily trying to disrespect Jordan. They're redefining what greatness means in today's NBA. For them, longevity, consistency, and staying elite deep into your late 30s or even 40s is part of the argument. It's less about dismissing the past.
I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110%.
Practice, he's on one leg. Like he was hurt the second year, he was on one leg the whole year and played 82 games. Wow. Like, and so he practiced every day and he played every game on one leg. And so you're like, man, MJ, why don't you just sit up? How can I be the leader of the team and sit out and y'all going through all the credit? I got
It's your ankle, young fella. Come over and sit with me. You know, this is you need to. I said, no, man. I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. You know, I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play. I want to win. I want to make.
When Shaquille O'Neal spoke out, it sent shockwaves across the NBA. His criticism of load management didn't just stir debate, it ignited a full-blown clash between generations. With names like LeBron James and Kevin Durant already in the spotlight after seemingly downplaying the legacy of Michael Jordan, the timing of Shaq's comments couldn't have been more explosive. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about rest. It became a battle over respect, legacy, and what it truly means to compete at the highest level. Shaq's stance was simple and unapologetic. He pointed out that the legends who built the league showed up every single night. They didn't have access to today's advanced medical technology, elite recovery systems, or massive support staffs.